So I don't know if you guys can see the color of my skin today, but so I got this. I've been holding on to in my cart this like self tanning stuff, and I survived winter in New York, which is like super transparent pale. The sun's starting to come out, and I'm like, I should try a little self tanner. So anyway, I can't read because the font is so small in these bottles that are this big. Even with glasses, I'm like, who reads this? Is it a mouse? Is this for a mouse? Like, I don't understand. So I called Colin and I was like, hey, can you read this for me? And he's like, apply 1 to 12 drops. I'm like, 1 to 12 drops? Are you sure it says 12? That just seems like a lot. He's like, Mom, it says 1 to 12. I'm like, all right, well, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 drops. I woke up. This is from days ago. I woke up and I was like, the color of my skin was like, if you took like an orange Cheeto and like put it in chocolate milk, like I was like, and it was progressively getting worse through the day. And like when we're working, we're in the mirror the whole time. And I was like, I kept feeling like I needed to tell the people I was working with, hey guys, just for a second, I did self tanner. Anyway, sorry, I just felt the need to it was so bad. Just the eyebrows, just like orange caterpillars, just right over the top. 1 to 12. I'm sure it said 1 to 2. Neither of us could read it. It was not 1 to 12 drops. That's not accurate.
Oh my God. That is funny. That is a great story.
Can't win.
That's amazing. I used to do self tanner and I can't do it. I don't know how to apply it correctly. And I'm like, I leave white spots. I'm amazed that you even tried it, first of all. Well, now are you doing 1 to 2 now?
I'm doing 0 to 1 because I don't know that I'll ever do it again.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
It looks amazing right now, though. It looks like exactly like you. It doesn't look.
I had to take like a loofah and scrub my face to get. It was like that, so bad. You ever seen the Friends with Ross when he gets his teeth whitened, and he just smiles and it's just like everyone's blinded? It was like that, but for skin.
Oh my God. Yeah, maybe Colin shouldn't read the instructions next time.
Oh, God love, but no one can read it. Like self tanner for a family of ants who can read.
Welcome back, Mama fans. Today we have part 2 with Meg Sylvester, and I have her book, The Mindful Mom. On the back, it says, get your spark back. Motherhood is beautiful, but can leave you feeling stuck or dulled. The Mindful Mom is a 365-day guide to help you reconnect with your favorite self and reclaim your joy. Through playful prompts and thoughtful reflections, you'll discover passion, balance, and presence, one realistic step at a time, all while moving through the ever-changing rhythm of motherhood. My kids and I were reading this because my husband and kids got it for me for Mother's Day. It is quite a gift, and I can read it with them. I'm really excited because we started talking about the topics in it. Like, okay, so day 253, I see you. Waiting for someone else to tell you you're doing a good job keeps your sense of self-worth tied to external validation. A real lasting sense of self-worth builds when you are the first to notice your growth and successes. Your brain learns through repetition. Every time you pause to acknowledge a victory, even a tiny one, you're wiring in self-worth and expanding what you believe is possible. Me moment. Catch yourself in a win today, big or small, and say it out loud. I'm so proud of myself. Bonus points if you pair it with a fist bump. Notice how it feels to affirm yourself. And it does. It feels really great. So I said, okay, what's my thing? Well, I'm editing the episode right now, right? So I'm going to say, yeah. I'm going to say, yeah, mamas. So think about rewiring for self-worth. Let's dive in with Meg Sylvester.
Do you have a favorite prompt in the book, or a few different favorite prompts, or some that you really, really like?
I feel like this book, like every single prompt is like a little child. So I'm like, am I allowed to say like one of you is my favorite, Oh, I like this one because this one really makes you think. So this is day 45, and it's called What Judgment Really Means. Sometimes the parts of others we judge most, the bold, the loud, the carefree, are mirrors showing us our wild parts that we've tucked away. It's not really about them. It's about the part of you that's longing to take up more space, to be seen, to be free. Get curious about your judgments. What is your spirit yearning to reclaim? And in the me moment, think back to a recent moment when you judged another woman, maybe for her being too loud or too confident or too something. What might she have been expressing that you secretly long to free within yourself? Write it down. You already carry that wildness too. So yeah, just kind of flipping the script. And then there's another one about blame and how, you know, there's those moments in our lives when we're standing at the kitchen sink or we're folding the laundry or we're sitting in our car, you know, that we really start digging to find who can I blame? You know, like someone's to blame. And the fact is that might be true. You know, there might be someone really to blame, but when we're spiraling in this like need to blame someone, really that's indicating that we're feeling powerless, you know. And if we can place blame, that at least gives us some sort of, you know, modicum of power. And so it's like when you're in those moments, yeah, it'll feel good to blame someone. It will feel good, but it's not going to be constructive. It's not going to pull you out of that spiral. It's just actually going to like, yeah, it'll feel good for a second, but it's not going to like make your life better by just continuing to blame. So it's like when you're in this moment of blame, recognize it and then ask yourself, okay, well, you know, how can I take a little bit of my power back right now in this moment? You don't have to solve your whole life, but just right now in this moment, what could I do? Maybe it's putting the dishes down and going to fix myself a cup of tea. Maybe it's turning on music and dancing. Maybe it's going to sit down and just rest and stare blankly into the void, you know, but like, what can I love it. Yeah. It's like the only non-negotiable I have in the morning is to sit and stare blankly, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's that prompt. And I can't remember what day it is, but it is one of my favorites because it really flips the script on these narratives that we, especially as women, really grapple with, you know, throughout our entire lives of resentment and bitterness and blame. And it's only natural when there's like frustrating facets of our life to want to place blame. And like I said, sometimes there is someone to blame, you know, but it doesn't help us to just be like, okay, my finger's pointed at you and I'm just going to keep pointing it at you until something changes. And as we all know, most of the time that person's not really going to change. So it, you know, yeah.
Well, the car's not going to fill its gas tank up itself. So
no. Yeah.
I often like to just get really mad at anything other than when I run out of gas.
Yeah, I know. I feel like the gas situation when we decide like when we're on our way home and we're like, oh, I'll do it in the morning. It's like a horror movie when you want to slow down and the audience is like, don't do it. Yeah.
Well, it is like this thing. I mean, people say like women, like there's this like joke online, right? These memes that are like, I got into my wife's car and it was on E. And there is something so true to that. What is that? Do we have any insight like as to why? Because it's
just one more task. Okay. It's one more task. And it's like, I just want to get home. I just want to stop and I don't want to do the thing. And gas stations are not soft and pretty. It's not a space we want to spend time in. Yeah, it's great when we can get all the trash out of our car, you know, but like, it's just, and it's usually at the end of the day, you know, that we notice. And sometimes we have the kids in the car. We've got to make dinner. It's just like, no, like I can do it tomorrow.
So it's not a character defect. It's not.
No. Yeah. We're going to blame the world on this one.
The other day, I woke up in the morning and I had the kids and we were getting ready for school. And I was like, okay, let's go. So we go, I dropped the kids off at school and I'm heading downtown, which is in traffic in LA. It's going to take me an hour to get there. And I was like, oh no, I'm out of gas. Oh no. So I like drove up to the gas station and I put maybe like $10 of gas. And I was
always
like, right? $10. That's all I have time for. Right. So It's true. We don't have to. So then I get down there, teach the class, come back. Then I had to take Willow to her writing lesson, which is in the valley. I pick her up from school, driving. Oh no, the little like light is on, you know? I was like, oh, I didn't put enough gas in. And I thought, can I make it to the lesson or not? And I was very stressed. I was like, I think I can. I think I can. Got to get her there. We get to the writing lesson. And that was like where you said, Meg, where I took a breath and I was like, what is the worst that could happen? If I run out of gas, I run out of gas. Look at where I am. I was in the valley. There's beautiful trees, these gorgeous horses around me. I could pet these animals and they made me feel so calm and so happy and so present. And I had a moment of, I could be there with my child and be present with her and not be stressing about the gas. And we made it. We made it back to the gas station and I managed to fill it up, but I didn't fill it up fully because she needed to go home for dinner. Like,
Yeah.
so, you know, like what we do, right?
It's so funny. I often talk about the blame thing. I like last week was like, I am so, and I said this like in my mind, I'm so tired of getting gas every day.
Mm-hmm.
Tired of it. Like such
like the laundry and the dishes. And yeah, it's just.
Whose fault is that? I need to go to Costco, fill her up. But every time I'm like, $10, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, let's just get the show on the road.
No, but that's just fill her up. But again, to your point, Cher, is like, there's never time. You got to do the quick fix. 15 a regular, please. You don't want, nope, that's good. Just, I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe the prices will have gone down
that's
overnight.
Right. Oh my gosh. Right. Yeah. And then there's that. Right. Sure.
Yeah. 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 So, but it is kind of symbolic of, you know, gas in the tank and that we're all running low and how even Shelly, you know, your question of, so it's not a character flaw, of how easy it is for us as women to label something about ourselves as a flaw versus how difficult it is for us to label something about ourselves as a superpower. And normally some of the things that the world has conditioned us to think of as a flaw is our superpower. So for me, and I don't know if I talked about this on our last episode, but I, for a long time, labeled my curiosity and my like multi-passionate nature, I didn't have that word yet, as a flaw. I thought like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just be like a normal person and pick a job and just do it and just do it well and climb the ladder? But there's this yearning inside of me to like experience experiences and to like be like a hummingbird and soak up all the nectar. And like, I'm so curious about the whole world, you know, and I want to explore. And I just thought that was like, again, like I was, you know, my family, they're all professionals, they're business owners and these successful people. It wasn't until I really started like diving into a self-development journey and, you know, recognizing these stories that I had about myself, these character traits that I had labeled historically as flaws. I was like, oh wait, this is my blueprint. You know, this is actually my superpower. And once I started embracing like that, I was a multi-passionate and giving myself permission to soak up experiences and then gracefully put them down and then move on to the next, instead of labeling that as like, well, clearly there's something wrong with me because I can't just be an attorney and that's that, you know, which is most of my family. So, you know, I'd be curious to spend some time on the gas thing, because I feel like probably 75% of women or like 90% of mothers engage in that behavior of like, oh, I'll just get it to work. So yeah, I'd be curious to like dig into that. And also, you know, sometimes when a large group of people engage in the same behavior, it's like, well, maybe that's an indication of the system being flawed and not us.
That's not blaming though. When we say like, let's look at the system, that's like,
yeah,
within, this operating system that we're all working with, where are we looking at like what's possible and what you're just asking too much?
Yeah. Yeah. It's so much. And it's like, it can get overwhelming when we're like, okay, well, this is a systemic issue. This is burdening women with so many tasks and expectations that the thought of filling our car up with gas at the end of the day, it's too much. Even standing there to fill the whole tank, it's just too much. And so when we're facing these systemic issues, it can feel overwhelming. Like, okay, well, how am I just myself, this one person, gonna like fix the Western civilization, like, so I find when we uncover that it's these big systemic issues that are creating challenges in our life, to find community, and instead of commiserating, because we can talk about things and bitch about things. And yeah, we can all be on the same page that this isn't right. But it's like, well, what if for a moment I find community and I do something I love for a little bit to restore my joy reserves? For me, that's going to a dance class, or engaging, it's writing, it's going to my acting classes, it's doing things that fill me up just for me. And so while that might not be fixing the entire, Western civilization, at least I'm restoring and reclaiming parts of myself that bring me joy so that I can show up more fully. And so that I can also begin advocating and, maybe being an activist in my community and showing up for changes that, I want to see happen. But commiserating can only get us so far. There's like commiserating and then, okay, well, what kind of action can we take? But I do think community is so important. And I do think finding spaces that light you up, activities that bring you joy just for you. And they don't have to turn into a business, or you don't have to monetize it. Just go to the dance class, go to the pottery class, just go to it just for the joy of it. And that's enough, so, you might still run out of gas in your car, but at least you're filling your own tank.
Creative Mamas Unplugged is produced by Breatheasy Productions with music by Jeremy Jurin. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to give my mama 5 stars and keep coming back. Thanks to us kids, there are plenty of stories to tell, and you are not alone.
We are inspired by you. Thank you for joining our Creative Mamas community. Support Creative Mamas Unplugged on Patreon to get your name in the credits, receive extra content, and earn some fun prizes. With this, we can keep creating, uplifting, and growing this incredible community together. We love you so much. Applause.